Hello YouTube, I'm back at again with another rant video, and although I do understand this is an old video, this is an old incident. This has something to do with the 16-year-old girl named MaKhia Bryant, and this incident took place in Columbus, Ohio, in the United States. And then you notice in this picture, the 16-year-old has a knife that she's wielding, and she tends to be a threat. And she approaches this person. I don't know whether it's around her. If this girl happens to be around her age or older or younger, but yeah, she's willing to kill the girl in the pink. I don't know what the issue was. Some people are claiming that the fight had something to do with chores or whatever stupid reason. Like, to be real, like when it comes to ratchet people, women or girls, whoever, they fight for the most dumbest reasons. And for example, the kid that tried to frame me that I've been telling you about, I'm not going to say his name. I'm pretty sure you should know. You just watch my previous videos. They just continue to make themselves look even worse. It's like these people don't have a brain. They don't think. They tend to do the most stupidest, most like outlandish type of behavior and actions, and they don't even think like what could happen to them later on. They think karma does not exist, but they forget that karma still comes around whenever you're by yourself or you're with your friends, whoever. But again, I'm gonna go straight to the point, and then she actually ends up getting shot, and then eventually ends up murdered. I'm guessing she was possibly bleeding to death. The cop ends up murdering the assailant. Whether she's 60 or not, she definitely had it coming. No offense. And then you have these parents, and then you'll notice there's an outrage after. All of a sudden, you have the parents claiming the mother, which so you can kind of understand where the daughter's getting this baby from, because probably an inconsiderate parent who has a lack of understanding, who isn't probably a bright person, just has a nasty attitude as well, a toxic behavior. So she's constantly claiming, oh, her daughter didn't deserve to die, that she's a sweet, loving, caring person. The same old nonsense that people try to use, or parents, family members will do anything to defend their family members, whether it's their daughter, son. Well, I do understand it's within the parent's nature to defend their child at all costs. But also, you need to also you need to be aware is that she was the one that she was the one that was hostile. She was the threat, and she was willing to kill someone and go to jail for it. Had she stopped what she was doing, maybe the police would have been more lenient. And then I'm sure the mother's crying, and then the family's whimpering. And if the family's members were smart, they should if they really want to grieve about this, might as well like try to handle this peacefully, not decide to have a pointless protest, which I'm going to show you right now in the next photo, this next slide. So the excuse is that she was 16, not that she was a caring, loving person. So that's the reason, because she's young. To be real, I don't really care if the person's young. How are you supposed to predict? How are you supposed to know their age? Just because they look young? This is the contradiction that I'm talking about. And I'm not just going to say black people, but one thing I'm so confused about black people is why they try to play the race card. Reason being is because they feel that the oppression is still in effect, and then that even clearly, is my opinion, people are going to be offended, but I'm stating the obvious. They feel that slavery still plays a part, and that it's always white people making them feel constantly making them feel like vulnerable, feel immobilized, whatever, or they can't speak out, even though they clearly have a right to speak out. You have a right to speak out. You're entitled to your opinion. You can say whatever you feel about the situation, but there are times where you got to keep the stupidity away. And that's what I'm trying to say, is that black people feel like they can't take accountability because of what their ancestors are suffering. Imagine how their ancestors would be feeling right now. And the thing is, personally, like, I feel like the black people, they should learn. I'm talking about this generation of black people. I feel like they should learn from the older generation. I guarantee you, more black people back then didn't have this mentality, this ghetto mentality. Always feel they can get away with it, they can harm someone. And the funny thing was, even though it's not really funny, but the girl that she was about to kill was literally a black person. So you're saying that a black person has a right to kill, basically. I don't care if they're 16. If another black person tries to kill me, I'm gonna retaliate, regardless. You have a right to defend yourself, regardless of your race, whoever. Because I'm wondering, because what the way they're handling it makes absolutely no sense. It makes them look absolutely delirious and stupid. Considering, like I said, the girl that she's about to kill was black. So I'm wondering, would there have been a protest over the girl that MaKhia Bryant was about to murder? Especially when you saw her lunging towards the girl and trying to restrain her, trying to put her like right in front of the car, and then she's gonna immediately stab her with the knife. She was clearly planning to plunge the girl with a knife, as you can see from the last photo. So how would they have handled it had a black person killed another black person? And you see it on the footage. There probably most likely would not have been a protest. 100% would have not been a protest. You know they're gonna do this. Most likely the family's gonna be grieving. The people, yeah, they'll be there. They'll be there to cheer up the family. They'll be bringing flowers. They'll be helping set up the cemetery. They'll be helping setting up her tombstone, whatever. Again, because they feel it's the right thing to do, which is nothing wrong with wanting to support people within your community, which is great. You have to, but you cannot support somebody who is willing to go out and kill somebody, whatever. Because especially nowadays, it just seems like for a stupid cause, for whatever cause, which it has nothing to do with self-defense. She clearly was planning, like whether you have a knife. Why can't you just be willing to fight with your hands? You know what that says? It says this girl isn't capable with using her hands. She's not capable of talking. She's not willing to communicate in a more well, I don't even want to use peaceful, to be honest. She can't even be able to express herself with her. She can't even express her feelings. But the only way to express herself is to lunge at somebody with a knife instead of actually be willing to argue with somebody, get upset, but then by deciding you want to murder somebody, you pretty much we're gonna lose your freedom. So you had pretty much had two options. You would either go to jail or you get killed in self-defense. You only get to choose one. So because there's no way someone would just let you off the hook after doing that. Because imagine especially since she did that, even if let's say the police weren't even involved, there's no way someone would let that slide. If had she done that and then she stabbed somebody and then she got away with it, odds are the girl that got stabbed, she's gonna invite her friends, whoever, she's gonna invite her family members, and then they would have confronted, and then possibly they would have done some drastic shit. They would have been physical, obviously. There would have been a physical altercation. On top, we don't know for sure, but my say is that what if I mean, pretty much MaKhia was pretty much asking to get killed because you were asking for trouble. You were pretty much the one that was involved in wanting to kill somebody, and you escalated even further because you weren't willing to handle it, even considering age. Because people say, "Well, she's not mature enough," but at that age, you should know better from right and wrong, especially if you're 16. But again, these people are so delusional. And then what's I find funny, you see in the background, you have white people supporting them, but yet they want to take it out on white people. I find that really weird. Or who are you who are you trying to address? That's what I'm trying to wonder to these protesters. Who are you really trying to address this issue to? Is it to all white people? Is it to the white supremacists? Is it to any other race that kills black people? Because I already made my point before, is that even if she did not get killed or she did not go to jail, she got away scot-free, odds are it would have happened. Like, she would have definitely would have gone karma. And I don't want to promote violence. Again, I literally said, odds are somebody within the victim's family, the girl that got stabbed, she would have invited her, she would have involved her friends, and then odds are then the girl, MaKhia, would have most likely been jumped, and chances are she would be killed at the end of the day. And something you have to understand is that there was gonna be some repercussions, and she refused to think about it and reconsider, and which pretty much cost her life right now, even though that was already like 11 months ago that I'm talking, even though I'm talking about it now, it's still an issue because people will pretty much have dreamt about the situation and feel that they need to continue to defend this girl, and they continue to support her even till this day. And I'm saying, and I want to know for sure, what is the purpose behind this, and who are you trying to address this to? If it's not about white people, since you have white people in the background supporting you, who are you really trying to address the situation to? Because it seems like you're just venting while protesting. And again, that's why cops don't take them seriously. If it's to get white people to appreciate them, look at the people behind you. Again, that's my point. So don't make it seem like, oh, that white people are doing this to oppress them, but when in reality you have other white people that really do care about black people. And then you can't always consider a black person a victim, because there are times where a lot of times they will be in the wrong for wanting to harm somebody, and they're willing to go to that extent. And then the thing is that the person has every right to defend themselves, regardless whether they end up killing the aggressor or they end up severely harming them. And that's how self-defense should be handled. And you're pretty much taking that away from the privilege of other people who believe in self-defense like I do. And I'm saying, if someone decides they want to kill somebody, you might as well fight off a stupid dummy. Might as well just break your electronics, break your laptop, break your computer, but don't take this out on other people and put your frustration on wanting to kill somebody to the point where if you harm somebody, that not only will you possibly go to jail, you might possibly end up getting killed, and that was going to happen regardless. That's what people are not thinking, and it's best that you use your brain and realize that there are consequences for your actions. And I already made my point. Again, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to check for more upcoming content later in the future. Be sure to check your notifications, comment, like, subscribe. Thank you.